In The Phantom Menace, we see Obi-Wan take Anakin as an apprentice after Qui-Gon was killed. But the thing about this is that Obi-Wan was not ready for an apprentice of his own. Because of this, Anakin's training didn't allow him to control his emotions of anger and greed. This, coupled with entering the Order older than usual, he already had habits that a Jedi did not want to have. These habits only got worse until they caused immense impatience and anger. But what if Yoda trained Anakin instead of Obi-Wan? As Obi-Wan takes a knee, pleading to Yoda to let him train Anakin, he explained that it was Qui-Gon's dying wish and he must fulfill it. Obi-Wan wouldn't take no for an answer, which proved difficult for Yoda as he knew it wasn't the right thing to do. However, Yoda explained to Obi-Wan the importance of this child and the unique circumstances they were under. This was the chosen one, someone they had been searching for years. His training had to be extensive and delicate, nothing could go wrong. He also explained that because Anakin was so much older than the usual youngling, his training would require much more care and speed to ensure Anakin could still learn the ways of the Force. Yoda wanted to take this role for himself. Being the 900-year-old Grand Master with the most experience, he knew he had the ability to train the boy. And so, Obi-Wan agreed to Yoda's reasoning, and he became Anakin's new master. The Jedi had very specific order of ranks in which you progressed through, starting as a youngling, then becoming a Padawan, Knight, and eventually a Jedi Master. However, Yoda did not wish for Anakin to follow this path. Instead, he trained solely with Yoda from the very beginning, essentially skipping the rank of youngling and becoming Yoda's Padawan, something that had never been done before in the history of the Order. For the next 10 years, they trained religiously, learning every aspect of the Force. Yoda felt it was necessary to equip Anakin with every possible technique he could, and so he learnt some uncommon tricks that the Jedi could possess, one of which was called Force Judgment. This was essentially Force Lightning, but for Jedi, a smaller and weaker version of Sith Lightning. Plo Koon was known to wield this Force power as well. Anakin was a fast learner. His talents in the Force were present from the beginning. He picked up specific techniques which took other children years to master. Under Yoda's training, Anakin never needed to have the braid of a Padawan learner. Although becoming extremely powerful in the Order, the other children his own age grew extremely distasteful towards him. This was mainly fueled by jealousy. Whilst they were all off struggling to learn the most basic techniques in a classroom full of students, Anakin was alone with Yoda, applying his talents and gaining the strength to each ability almost first try. There was no doubt that he was the chosen one. Yoda taught Anakin the lightsaber form 4, otherwise known as Ataru. This was the form in which Yoda specialized. Ataru involved lots of acrobatic types of combat that led to an aggressive form of fighting. This lightsaber form was incredible in dueling scenarios, although it lost its prowess against blaster fire. Yoda's thoughts were that if Anakin were to destroy the Sith, he would need a form that specialized in lightsaber combat. Because of Yoda's training, Anakin would become far stronger than he was compared to when Obi-Wan trained him. Now we fast forward to the present in Revenge of the Sith. Anakin and Obi-Wan have returned from rescuing the Chancellor, and the Council has just received word on Grievous's whereabouts. When it comes to electing a Jedi member to go deal with this threat, Anakin puts himself forward. By this time, Yoda actually agrees with him. Yoda explains to the Council that he has prepared Anakin for a moment just like this. Everyone in the Council trusted Anakin, since he was trained by Yoda. His abilities and powers were far more respected, and they knew they could trust anyone who was trained by the Grand Master. And so it was settled, Anakin would go to Utapau to face General Grievous. When Anakin arrives on Utapau, he finds Grievous. Immediately wasting zero time, he jumps onto the ground behind him and says,
"Hello there."
General Kenobi!
Grievous turns to greet him and ignites his lightsaber. Anakin is a far different duelist compared to Obi-Wan. Using his training, Anakin leaps over Grievous and begins to attack him. His movements were fast and smooth, adhering to his Form 4 fighting ability. Slowly, Anakin began applying pressure to Grievous. Because of Yoda's training, Anakin was far more equipped to fight an opponent such as Grievous. And Grievous was losing. As soon as he lost his first, second, and then third hand to the aggressive Anakin, it wouldn't be long until he used the Force to disarm Grievous and then slash him in half with his lightsaber, destroying the droid-like creature. At this point, Anakin would return to Coruscant around the same time as Yoda does. Remember, with Anakin being on Utapau, Palpatine has not revealed his true identity, which means Order 66 has not happened. But when Anakin returns to Coruscant, we get this scene.
Use my knowledge, I beg you. You're the Sith Lord. I know what's been troubling you. Listen to me.
Don't continue to be a pawn of the Jedi Council.
Anakin's rage began to boil. This was a man whom he had trusted his entire life, but it was all a lie. He was able to calm his emotions. He knew he needed to inform his master. Leaving Palpatine's office, Anakin went straight to Master Yoda. He told him everything that he had just found out. Although shocked, Yoda sort of had an inkling that something was up with Palpatine. Maybe not to this extent, but he could sense the energy around the Chancellor as dark and grim. He told Anakin that they must deal with this conflict now, before it gets out of hand. Getting a few more Jedi Masters to join them, Anakin, Yoda, Obi-Wan, Mace Windu, Agen Kolar, Saesee Tiin, and Kit Fisto all went to the Chancellor's office. Entering in a hurry, they wasted no time. Palpatine stood, his lips sealed shut. This was too many Jedi, but what other choice did he have? He couldn't let himself be arrested, and so Palpatine ignites his lightsaber, letting the crimson blade control the room. A dozen more blades ignite at the entrance. A fierce battle was about to ensue. Palpatine leapt forward and began striking the Jedi Masters. He was fast, his movements were like a blur. Anakin and Obi-Wan could barely keep up with the flashing colors illuminating the room. The screams of Agen Kolar and Saesee Tiin could be heard far into the night as Kit Fisto was killed via impalement. Surely Palpatine wasn't winning, but it seemed like he was. He used his immense force power to gain leverage over the others. He lifted Kenobi into the air, choking him, whilst using lightning to blast Mace into the corner of the room, knocking him unconscious. Yoda and Anakin continued to duel as Obi-Wan tried to regain his breath. Now Palpatine was facing the two most powerful beings in the galaxy. Anakin had almost unlocked his true potential. Under Yoda's careful training, he had become far more powerful than he ever was being Obi-Wan's apprentice. As the two combined their Form 4 lightsaber style, they were able to defeat Palpatine. Anakin knocked his lightsaber out of his hand as he lay on the ground defenseless. Going for the finishing blow, Anakin raised his saber into the air and prepared to kill the Chancellor. But as he tried to swing his lightsaber, it wouldn't move. Yoda was holding it with the Force. He reminded Anakin that killing an unarmed man is not the Jedi way. Clones rushed in from the door and cuffed Palpatine, taking him to a cell to await trial. Yoda was proud of Anakin. He had fought well, and although he had a lapse of judgment towards the end, it all meant for a better and overall learning experience for the Jedi Knight. Yoda had trained Anakin well. He was the teacher he needed in order to fulfill the prophecy and bring balance to the Force, without falling to the dark side in the process. As Palpatine entered the court, he was convicted of crimes against the Republic. All the Jedi needed to do was show the Chancellor's office security recordings that proved he was the Sith Lord. The Republic won the Clone Wars and entered a new era of peace and prosperity. Anakin was growing even more powerful, becoming the poster boy for the Jedi Order. When Yoda died, Anakin took his master's role as Grand Master of the Jedi Order. Luke and Leia were welcomed into the Order when they were old enough, training hard so that they could become strong, just like their father was. The galaxy was saved and they all lived happily ever after. Thank you guys so much for watching today's What If. If you enjoyed, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe below. We have a Discord server which we would love for you to join, links are in the description. There's also a membership option if you would like to support the channel. If you would like to see another What If, leave your idea in the comments below and we will get to it as soon as possible. Thanks for watching and may the Force be with you.